For this project, all you need is any type of yarn that you have. I'm using this acrylic bulky yarn that's a size 5. With that, I'm using a size 6 hook. You will need a pair of scissors and a yarn needle. So to begin, grab your yarn and we're going to make a slip knot. So we're going to make a loop like this and hold on to it. Go into the loop, grab the long yarn and pull. And this is your slip knot. Grab your hook and insert and tighten it around the hook. I'm going to be chaining 60, but depending on your yarn or the size of your head, just adjust to that. There's no right or wrong amount of chains you can do. So for me, I'm going to do 60. So the way you chain is yarn over like so and just pull through the loop. And this is your first chain. Again, yarn over and pull through, yarn over, pull through, and we're going to do this until we reach 60 chains. So I've chained 60 and this brings me to 45 centimeters, but make sure when you measure around your head that it's not too loose because it will stretch just a bit after we start crocheting. So once you chain the length that you're happy with, we're going to add 2 more for the turning chain. So we're going to add 1 and 2, and from here we're going to start half double crocheting. So you're looking at your crochet this way and you need to turn it on the back side and you will start to see these bumps over here, right here. And this is what we're going to be crocheting into for the first row, right here. So this is your front, these loops, but we're going to turn it and crochet into these. And the reason why we do this is because instead of stretching out these, we're going to go in here, so this way the edge stays flat and nice. So to begin, we're going to skip the first 2 because these were our extra turning chains, and we're going to go into the 3rd chain right here, turn it to the back, yarn over, go into the 3rd bump, like so, yarn over, pull up a loop. So now you have 3 loops on your hook, yarn over again, and pull through all the way. And this is your first half double crochet. Now again, we're going to yarn over, and now we can start to go into every single bump. So the next one is right here. So we're going to, again, yarn over, go into the little bump, yarn over, pull up a loop. You have 3 loops, yarn over, and pull through all the way. So 1, 2, and 3. So yarn over into the bump, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through all 3 loops. And we're going to do this all the way down. Since I did 60 chains plus 2, I'm always going to have 60 stitches on top. So whatever chains that you started with, that's what you're going to have at every row. So make sure you're counting your stitches and you're not missing any of the stitches. So just continue to do half double crochet in these back loops until you reach the end, and we can start the next row. So now I'm working on my last 2 half double crochets in here. And the last one right here. So now when you count back your stitches, like this, 1, 2, 3, 4, you should make sure that you have 60 all the way down, or the amount that you started with. So from here, we're going to start the next row by chaining 2 again. So you always chain 2, which those are your turning chains. So again, yarn over That's 1 and 2. And now we're going to turn our work this way. And again, we're going to do half double crochets across, but this time we're going to work in the back loops only of these stitches. So normally you would go in through the whole stitch right here. If you stretch them out, you can see. You would go through these stitches, but we're going to be working through the back loops. So if you look at the front, you will see these front. So this is your front loop, and this is your back loop of the stitch. So we're going to be working through these right here. So to start, we're going to go into the first stitch. So as you can see, these are 2 chains that we did. So we're not going to be working into these because these are just for turning. So ignore the first 2 chains right here. And we're going to go into the first back loop. So yarn over, go into the first of the 60 stitches, back loop like so, yarn over, pull up a loop just like before, so you have 3 loops, yarn over and pull through. And this is your first half double crochet in the back loop only, like so. And now we just continue the same thing. So yarn over, you go into the next back loop right here, this one. So insert your stitch like so, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through all the way, and again yarn over into the back loop, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through all 3 loops. And because we're working in the back loops, you can see that it creates this ridge-like look. You could also do it in the full stitch like so, but this just will give you a flatter look, so it depends what you like. So just keep working in the back loops. So yarn over, insert, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through. So you work these half double crochets all the way until you reach the end, and we will start the next row together. Now I'm doing my last half double crochet. And again, make sure you didn't skip any stitches and count back that you have the same amount. So for me, it's 60 stitches at every row. So from here, it's the same thing that we just did. So you chain 2 to start a new row, like so. You turn your work. And again, half double crochets in the back loops. So you skip the first 2 chains that we made and you work in your 60 stitches. So back loop only, pull up a loop, like so. So from here, it's the same thing where you chain 2 and turn your work and half double crochet, and you can make as many rows as you want, which is the width of your headband. So that's totally up to you. But for now, you just continue the same exact pattern that we've just been doing. And then I can meet you to finish off the headband. So now I'm working on my last row right here. So I'm going to finish here. I did about 7 rows and I can show you the measurements. So for the width, so 7.5 centimeters, and the length for me came to around 50 centimeters. So now you can keep going and make more rows if you want. It just depends on what width you like. So I'm going to finish here, and to finish off, I'm going to chain 1, like so. And I'm going to cut the yarn. And I'm going to leave enough that it's enough to weave it in. So I'm going to maybe cut around here. like so. So just leave a bit of a tail and just pull it through. So this way it's secure and you can tug on it and it makes it tight. Now you want to grab your yarn needle and put the long tail through. So whichever you choose to be your back side, you want that to be facing you. And grab the two ends like so and put them together like this. And now we're just going to fold them into each other. So again, you just grab your two sides. Maybe you can even go like this. So you can fold them in half and go into each other like so. So from here we have our yarn needle that's connected to this long yarn that we cut off. And from here we're just going to sew this back and forth through here. So I'm going to go through here, go through the next, grab each side like so and just go through. So we just came out from here and I'll just go from the other side, go through all of the sides and come out to the other and just pull. And again, now we're coming out from here so we can go back from the next. Make sure you're grabbing all the sides of the headband. Come out and pull. There's no right or wrong stitches that you have to go through here, just sewing up the top. And for the corners, I'll just go back in a few times, maybe twice. So I'll go back here and come out here and pull. And we can just go back this way to make sure it's secure in place. So once you finish sewing up the top, we just have to hide this yarn. So I'm just gonna go through these stitches right here. Just gonna go all the way and pull. And I'll just go back up this way. Just skip the very last one you just did so you don't unravel your yarn. And once it's secure enough, you can just cut it off. And you can do the same with this yarn. So just put it on your yarn needle and just weave it in through any of these stitches and just cut it off. So once you're finished with weaving in all your ends and cut them off, you can just turn your headband to the right side. And you're finished. You have your twisted headband.